What is up, regulators? We are back, and we got the Yamaha V-Star here due for a service. I don't think I made any videos on it, but it's just a stock standard 2014 model. It's pretty cool. It's a bit dirty at the moment, but I bought it with 5,800 Ks. Now I got 74. I don't know when the last time it had a service, and apparently they should be done every 6,000. And being that it's kind of old for that amount of Ks, it's probably been done one time in between, I hope. But either way, I'm doing it today. I bought a set of spark plugs. So I got some MGK plugs, Ryco filter. I all got it from the same shop. I don't know if you really need to change the spark plugs, but I'm doing it. And anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so I bought these axle hubs. Axle are sort of like, you put them in the tyre for big trucks to drain the oil out of the hubs. That's like the kind of smallest thing I've got. Plus a 17mm plug on over down right underneath this thing. And then I'm also propped the bike up on a bit of timber to level it out a bit more, and now I'm just going to undo the plug. It's just, yeah, 17mm spanner on it. And doing this propping up makes it a lot easier to work the spanner in there as well. And I've heard that you can warm the bike up too. Sometimes it helps get the oil out, but I don't really think it's that necessary. Alright, well, I did kind of make that tough for myself, but either way, I just sort of pushed on the handlebar here, and I was standing up using my leg to lean the bike up as well. And I sort of just moved the drain tray out and let it leak a little bit before I got the plug in. But it ended up working. Now I just tighten the plug and we'll get the oil filter. Alright, come on the other side of the bike. Now there's these 3 4mm bolts, like 4mm with the Allen key. And this is just a decorative sort of cover. It's just fancy. It's not going to make a mess once you pull it off. You just got to be careful, keep in mind which one goes where, because they're different lengths. Actually, that was a lie. These ones are all the same. It's just, now there's 5 bolts, which are 5mm Allen keys. These ones have different lengths, and you got to be careful of which one goes where. And once you remove this part, it'll leak a bit of oil too. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, so just wrap one rag around the exhaust, and then I'll put another one on the floor. So as you can see, there's a little bit poking out here. This is this has to go in first. So here's the newie. Wipe a little bit of old oil on the rubber. It doesn't really lock in there as long as you have it, the part that protrudes, you have that sticking through the hole that was in there. And the rest will all clamp up nice once you put it back, this part. I managed to be able to keep the bolts in there. It looks like the only difference is there's only 2 different kinds. There's super long ones and sort of average size bolts anyway, so it's not too hard to not get confused. And the O-ring for mine seems to be alright. It's not very flat, so it's going to work again. Now I'll just put these 5 bolts back. Now for the fancy cover. Alright, now to fill it up. Okay, so the filler plug's right where I've put the funnel now. I've removed that, and there's a little sight glass down there. And I've noticed before I drained it, that when I held the bike up level, that it was completely full at that point. Actually, a little bit below the top of the sight glass. So I'm gonna do the same thing now. I've actually got the bike on a little bit of a lean, the way how this timber makes it sit. So once I fill it up all the way, that's when I'll be happy with it. And then I'll run it and recheck and adjust the level afterwards. But that's what I'm aiming for, just to have it so that when you hold the bike level, the sight glass is almost completely full. But I'll fill it up now. Okay, right now that sight glass is completely full, and every time you fill it up, it seems like once you fill it up to the top of the sight glass and wait a few seconds, the level sort of falls down a little bit. So I've been adjusting it a few times. Now I'll pull the funnel out, put the plug back on and fire it up. Okay, so that dropped the level down a fair bit. I'll readjust, and then it'll be onto the spark plugs. Alright, I found the size for this spark plug. They're 18 millimeters. I've just removed the lead, and I'll just unscrew it. Definitely don't want to over tighten these. Alright, and the other spark plug's on the other side. I'll get that right now. And that's all there is to it. Now we just make sure it starts and runs and pack everything up. That'll do. Thanks for watching.